What's up, guys? This is Marciea here with another episode of the Lady Strong Fit Cast. I have member of the month, Laura. Yes, Laura, I don't even know if you know that, but Laura is our March member of the month. And today we're going to be talking about how to make fitness fun.
So the big question is this. How were two women who didn't cheat and purchase a gym franchise model, how were they able to spread their mission and purpose by empowering and transforming hundreds of women's lives through fitness, nutrition, mindset, and accountability with a micro gym business model of women only? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. We are Lady Strong Fitness.
All right, Laura, how are we doing today?
Doing fantastic. How about you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for coming on. It's an honor to have you here.
Well, thanks for having me.
You bet. So I know a lot about you. You and I have worked on and off now for, I want to say, a year and a half. But for the ladies that are listening in today, tell them a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Laura. I have a big dog named Howard.
Oh, that was a good intro.
Chicken bone, and not real, it's a toy. I live here 6 months out of the year. I have a pretty large family. I own a business on Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and Provincetown, to be exact, the very tip of the Cape. And that's where I spend my summers, and I love it. I spend most of the time in the ocean, and then, of course, you have to work every now and then. So I do that too.
I love it. So I know that you have an extensive family. I see your social media, always going out to eat, spending time with them, but you always manage to find time for yourself, which is what I really like about you. You're super consistent in the gym. And shout out to you. You are one of our highest tier packages, which is the Premier package, which not only grants you access to 12 classes, group classes per month, but you also get 2 personal training sessions with Coach Emily per week. So I want to talk a little bit about that. Explain how long you've been doing it, the results that you have, and what is it that you like about doing the personal training, the Premier package?
Well, I think I've been doing it I've done the personal training is what I started off with, because you had that thing on the Facebook that got me hooked. And I came in, and day one, I said, how am I going to come back 2 days later? But I did. And I keep coming back. I actually think it's fun. And yeah, I do have a big family, and I am always out to lunch. That would be correct. And I thought, boy, I better change it up. Marcia is going to be noticing I'm just out eating all the time. So instead I went to a nature museum. I did some other things to, throw you off my scent. So what keeps me motivated too, in a lot of ways, is everything about Lady Strong Fitness. How could you not? I mean, you walk in that door, everybody's amped and ready to go, and to see what kind of, torture is in the house the evening, and it always works out in the end to be something that you're just felt so accomplished doing. I mean, you feel so good after you've done it, because it's not like going to a regular gym and sitting on the treadmill or the elliptical or whatever. And as far as with the PT, Emily, the beast, I call her, she takes you to town, she doesn't mess around.
Yeah.
And it's all good. It's always something different. She helps you with things that, I have some problems with flexibility. I've never been real super flexible. We've been working on that and range of motion and stuff, getting deeper in squats and things like that. So I just find it really beneficial, especially PT. Well, and the classes, kind of all. The minute you walk in the door, the front desk, the people who greet you, every time I'm in there.
I love it.
Never disappoint.
What would you say is the biggest benefit about doing the personal training versus the group training for someone that's on the fence, that's maybe thought about doing it, but is a little bit hesitant on doing so? What is the biggest benefit of doing that?
I think the biggest benefit, well, that's a good question, Marcia. No, I just think it's a lot. It's a mindset too, and you get in there and you kind of can hone in on whatever areas you might be weaker in. Like mine is going deeper in a squat, say, or those kind of things. And you have somebody just kind of one-on-one with you, really, rooting for you all the way and helping you make the progress you want to make and seeing the results you want to see.
I like that. I know that for ladies that are tuning in, keep in mind you do have, take advantage of that complimentary session. We were running a promo, this was almost 2 years ago, where you had a slightly advantage to taking, I believe it was 12 sessions for that month. But that promo has long gone. But for those that are on the fence, you do have an option to do one free personal training and consultation session with either Coach Emily or Coach Paula. So to kind of talk a little bit more about making fitness fun, I guess the biggest thing for me is, how do you maintain consistency? Because some women do get burnt out for just going over and over again. What is it with you that you're always so consistent, and you're always so bubbly when I see you? There's got to be something. Is there like a missing piece to the puzzle that we need to know about?
No, I think it's just living life. I love life. And I think your guys' whole platform works really well. I mean, for the fact that you can go on the app and you sign up for classes. I mean, I'm a person who's committed. So if I make a commitment to do something, I'm doing it. So if I sign up for that class and I never look, because if I knew it was cardio every Friday or every other Friday, I wouldn't be there. Yeah. But I don't even bother. I don't look, I get in there. It's like, surprise, and it's like, okay, I can do this. I just enjoy it. I find great enjoyment in it. It keeps me healthy. It keeps me fit. And that's how I can go out to lunch every day of the week. Not to eat necessarily. I mean, I like to spend time with family. I like to hike. I like to do things, and I always say I want to stay ahead of the game, So
I like that. I really do. You see it more as a hobby than you do a chore, which is.
Oh, really yeah. I look forward to coming, actually. Keeps me being at the level of activity I want to be at.
Yeah, for sure. And I want people to know, despite you, spending time with family, always going out to eat, you are really consistent. I know you track your meals. You do use a nutrition app. For some of you that aren't familiar with it, I know we're doing the Macro Shred Challenge right now, so some of you ladies might be familiar with it. But I want you to kind of talk a little bit about that and how that's allowed you to stay on track, not only in the gym, but also outside of the gym.
Well, because it's kind of like in the macro shed, and it's true. You can have your cake and eat it too, as long as you account for it. And it's actually pretty fascinating, because I think we all have the mindset. Everybody growing up was always, you eat so many calories, there's always calories in whatever. And it's not really, okay, I can have a, Big Mac, right? And that's calories, but it's the kind of calories you're eating or the kind of macros you're eating. And when you eat right and you eat healthy, it's actually an insane amount of food, even if you're trying to lose weight, especially as we all know the protein.
Yeah.
Always a challenge, to get that in there, because you feel like you're just eating chicken all day or whatever it is, Yeah. But I think it's very beneficial to have that understanding. And even though I started like a year ago, even like I think maybe it was just a week ago or 2 weeks ago with Brittany, and being on with her, and it's like you can learn more each time. Mm-hmm. It's pretty interesting. And you guys had the nutritionist, and I watched that, or listened to it actually. And the same thing there. And everybody's body's different. So that's like with Avatar too, it can kind of calculate your body percent fat, your weight, if you have a goal weight or you want to maintain, so once you can plug all that in there, it takes a little tweaking, in the beginning. And then it's just a way of life. It's easy. Yeah. Actually, what I do is in the morning when I first get up, I walk my dog, but then I sit down on my Avatar thing and I make my meal out for the day on there. Because before I did it the other way, and I'd get at the end of the night, and kind of like Brittany said, I'm, eating 72 hard-boiled eggs or something, just the whites. So I find it just, if you do it beforehand, it really works out well. It's easy to follow. It's surprising how easy it is then once you get it down, and it's helpful.
I like that. So you're planning ahead, like they say, if you don't plan on failing. And it's now you do it the other way, where you do plan ahead of time, which sets you up for success. You don't find yourself later in the evening trying to overindulge on all these macros that you need to hit. There's something that people don't know about you that I want to touch bases on, and why we decided to nominate you for Member of the Month, not only because of your consistency. There's a lot of women that are consistent, but there's something they don't know about you, is that when you left for the summer for your job, your business that you have in Massachusetts, you still managed to work out virtually. And people don't know that about you. You take advantage of all the resources that we have available. You did the 21-day challenge. You're doing the Macro Shred Challenge. You take advantage of the virtual. You're doing the personal training. And I know that's why you're so successful. And I think people really need to understand that. It's just not about working out. It's about taking advantage of everything that's available for you. So I kudos to you for that. So that's a huge testament of your consistency right there alone, which is awesome. So yeah, that's really that's inspiring in itself. So I guess if you had to summarize into one thing, what is it that makes Lady Strong Fitness fun?
It's really the whole package. Like I said, the minute you walk in that door and you're greeted, by the girls up at the counter, to the other women coming into the class, to the small conversation you have before the class even starts, to looking on the board and going, oh my God, not that. But you do it, and to the coaches, you guys are excellent at picking out staff. That's what I can say to you. That's one of the hardest things in a business. I know that. And you guys always exceed the expectation, probably of everybody who walks in that door.
Awesome. That makes me happy to hear.
That's my slogan, though. I always say it to, Emily will tell you, I always say, Lady Strong Fitness. It's fun.
Yeah. Very cool. I want you to share your results with the community from the first time you stepped foot into Lady Strong up until now, despite any, minor setbacks you may have had. But I want people to really understand, based on your length of time at Lady Strong, which is going on almost 2 years now, share your results with the community. How has it been for you?
I think my results have been good. My main focus is always more about strength and muscle and that kind of stuff. I'm not a big person to really be attached to the scale in that way. So I kind of base it on, we get the body scan thing too, and exactly how I'm feeling, how I feel. And I feel really good. I have a lot of energy. I've made progress. Yes, I gained 9 pounds in muscle or something over the last year. And
that's huge.
Yeah, and my body percent fat went down. I bumped up a little bit over the summer because they closed the gyms and stuff like that. But now I'm heading back down again. I don't get disappointed or frustrated by stuff like that. Sure. It just makes me want to work towards it again, to the goal that I have. So I'm not one to get knocked down.
I'm going off of memory here, but I know that when you first started to when you left for your summer job in Massachusetts, it was about 15 pounds, if not more, that you had lost. And then you also lost a significant amount of body fat. I want to say, again, I'm going off of memory, about 6 to 8%. And then you also gain muscle, like you said. So it's like, not only are you losing weight on the scale, you're gaining muscle and you're getting lean and losing body fat. So it's like, you're doing all the right things. Like, I can't, nitpick and find out some of those imperfections, but nobody's perfect. If you did had to choose one thing or another as far as something that you would do differently, what would that be?
What would I do differently from everything that we've been doing?
Yeah, anything. If it's fitness, nutrition, do you have advice like, something that you need to work on or that might be a minor setback for you? Anything at all?
No, not really. Honestly, like, I take things in stride. That's kind of just who I am. So yeah, you have some ups, and then you might bump back down, but you just keep moving forward. So I don't really get bummed out like that. So, like I said, my biggest thing was all of a sudden I realized, I'm really not that flexible. I don't know, like, when that happened. I mean, I was never super flexible.
Yeah.
So, and it happened one day with Emily in class. We were doing this exercise and she was like, "Go sit on your heels." And I watched her do it and I went to do it. I'm like, wait a minute, I can't sit on my heels. When did that happen? And I always say, as I get older, I want to stay ahead of it, man. I got to stay ahead of it. So I've been working on that between Emily and Radka, showing me how to do some things with yoga and that, and I'm gradually working back down to that. And part of that is too, I think the key is foam rolling.
Yes.
And stretching.
Yes.
And I know for myself, I usually only did it when I went to the gym. So if you're at the gym 3 days a week, you're only doing that 3 days a week. Now, I talked to Paula about it too. So it's every day. Every morning when I get up, I do stretching. And every night before I go to bed, I do stretching. And that has helped improve with my flexibility and range of motion. So I think those are the two biggest ones. And typically I'm the kind of person, like, when I have something like that, I will not be defeated, so I'm going to move forward and do the best that I can, Like I said, I wasn't somebody who could do the splits even at, 10 years old. So I'm not expecting to do the splits now.
Sure.
If I am, I don't think I'm getting back up. So
I love that about you. And it speaks volumes. Your tenacity, like you said, you're not willing to get defeated. And I'll be honest, some women inside our community, they have a tendency to beat themselves up. And that's one thing about you. It's like, no, I'm just going to keep moving forward and, get things done. And like you said, if you have a weakness, you're now like your flexibility, you're turning it into your strength. Again, that's taking advantage of the resources with yoga and foam rolling. So I honestly, I'm a big fan of yours. I always have been. You and I worked, with each other one-on-one as well. But if you had any other thing that you'd like to share with the community whatsoever, if that's for our members or someone that's maybe on the fence about joining, what would that be?
Oh, well, don't be on the fence about joining, girl. Jump over and come on in.
Jump over. I love it.
Come on in. Yeah. If you can't jump over, you need to be in there. So I think the biggest part is you were just kind of talking about is women tend to defeat themselves. And I know, and all my friends always say like, Laura, you're just weird. Why aren't you like that? Because I have so many friends that they practically weigh themselves every day. And they're like, and how much do you weigh? And I'm like, I don't know. And so women do that. And society has said that all along, but we're evolving and we don't need to do what society says anymore. We need to be our own person and not defeat ourselves. You go in the gym, maybe one day you can't, I guess they don't call them this anymore. We used to call them boy push-ups and girl push-ups, but now it's regular push-ups and knee push-ups or something. So maybe you can't do a regular push-up and you have to do it on your knee. That's okay. You're doing it.
Yeah.
That's okay. So we have to get beyond that. It's a mindset. You have to get beyond that mindset. You look at somebody like Rosa the other day. She's done she's insane how strong she is, right? I mean, from where she was when she first started till now. Yeah. And that's what it is. Many people carry up at the front, one of the strongest women around. I watch these people, everybody around me. You can watch and you can see everybody's progress and improvement, and everybody sticks together with it. Everybody is happy for one another to get through a class.
100%.
Women have to empower themselves and not let anybody tell them different, and especially themselves.
I love that. I think just this 10, 15-minute conversation with you, the biggest thing that I picked up is just your positive mindset that you have. And that's for anyone that's tuning in is if you could take away one thing from this episode is just reframing or reshifting your mindset to think differently. And I think that's something that's very inspiring about you in itself. So again, congratulations for being nominated for March Member of the Month. It was an honor to have you here on the Lady Strong Fitcast. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next episode of the Lady Strong Fitcast. Take care, ladies. Bye.